Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Hearts of Iron 3. And when we last left off, Germany decided that they wanted to move into Czechoslovakia. Just, nuzzled on in there, made that Slovakia. And it looks like Poland is gearing up to defend itself from Germany on all fronts. We've got Lithuania to the north, Slovakia and Hungary to the south, and the Big Red to the east, the Soviet Union. So once World War II kicks off, if indeed it will here in a few months' time, we'll be in like a dirty shirt as far as our production is concerned. We're researching anti-tank weapons and the next levels of industrial efficiency. What that's going to do is probably put us ahead of time on the next technology, so we can work on looking at our infantry. So desert warfare, we're mostly desert. It wouldn't be a bad idea to research this particular bit. Also, we wanted to look at electronic and mechanical engineering because there's research efficiency up and even more research efficiency up once we go down that route as well. So that will help us research a whole lot better. As far as production is concerned, we're still looking at February 15th of 1941 until our next factory, our only factory, is built. We're halfway through. We've been chugging through for sure. Descent is at 0. We're holding the consumer goods at a good pace. Officers are fine. I mean, we're just sort of in a holding pattern, waiting for Germany to make a move, or waiting on the United Kingdom to join a war against Germany. So it's all going to be up to Germany now. Once they decide to move and declare war on Poland, who is a member of the Allies, then the Allies will jump in. Being a puppet under the United Kingdom, we will automatically be forced to join. And while we're at war, we can change some of our laws that we looked at last episode to boost our production and our, just getting this factory up and running. The next factory shouldn't take this long to do. It's just a matter of time of waiting. So April 17th and 22nd, our industrial production will be done. May, the anti-tank will be done and supply organization will be done. So they'll all be finishing up fairly soon. It'll be, bam, 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 bam. We'll be finishing those up. Definitely want to work towards the desert warfare equipment. We have small arms at 2, infantry support weapons, light artillery, and anti-tank need to be 2. And I think we are researching level 1 of infantry anti-tank. We'll have to see if that requirement gets fulfilled whenever we do research that. But desert warfare equipment seems to be pretty good for exactly what we need, as well as this research efficiency, researching things quicker. We might be able to get ahead of time a little bit more to boost that up. Leadership, 5%. We've got 3.24 total leadership. If we were to do an education run, then we might be able to research a 4th thing completely, or make spies for the first time ever, because diplomacy isn't needed at all. We're not in charge of our own diplomacy. Supply production wouldn't be bad. So we do have a couple of energy production plus 5%, but I don't know how much we actually make. 10 is produced in home territory, and we use 9.98 of it. I mean, energy to oil. We actually need the other. We need oil to energy. 2 is converted, 16 is sent to the master. So we are getting the United Kingdom everything that they need. We're using 2.5 rare materials. And metals, we've got 5 in home territory. I don't know where those actually are. If I looked at this map correctly, and we look at the supply, headquarters is suffering from a little bit of supply. Revolt risk? Nah, we're good. Intel, weather, resources. So we've got oil, And that's pretty much it. So I don't know what they consider to be home territory for us, because we certainly don't have, you know, anything that we're producing. I mean, right there, Bidyat Asham is making power, but that's not us. All right, continuing on as we do. Next month is the industrial efficiencies. The month after that is the weapons and supplies. 15 February, 41. So we're closing in. September of 39 is when it all kicked off for Germany. Moving in on Poland. If this is going to be a historical sort of run, we're not that far away, just 6 months away from the invasion of Poland. I mean, it looks like Germany's getting ready to go. That is a lot of German troops on the front line. I mean, a lot of Polish troops as well. But if they get got from both sides, it will be a fairly quick war. Soviet Union's kind of thin, though. Like, these are some actual pretty good defensive positions. I don't see any forts, though. If I was Poland, I'd be concerned with forting up my borders. Although it probably won't save them in the end, when everything's all said and done. All right, our highest threat is still Japan. Our neutrality is at 70. Their neutrality is at 70. I bet as soon as Germany decides to move, everyone's neutrality is going to drop. They'll be like, what is going on? And they'll jump in the war pretty quickly. We don't know much, that is for sure. But we're trying. Hopefully, these industrial efficiency up to 12.5 and 12.5% will take us over that, you know, that hump, because we're getting 10% now. 5% from the 5% loss from the autocratic charmer, and that's going to be in our government. Our head of state, who isn't going to be replaced. We lose 5% industrial capacity, but we use less consumer goods during wartime, which will help. We won't be needing as many. As soon as we're in war, that's actually pretty good, because that need will drop in half. Like, we'll go down to, you know, 0.9 needed, and that will, of course, funnel everything into the production, the need for the factory. The economy can change, which will boost that up. We're over halfway done now with the factory. It'd be nice to see 100% industrial capacity going for it, but we need 7.5 to make a factory, and I don't think we're going to be able to sustain that or get to that level. We're only 5 base right now. We need 2.5 extra added to us. Traded away. I want to know why we're trading away our supplies. If we're going to be trading away our supplies, then why are we making supplies at all? Let's go down to 0.1. Let's really get our factories up and going. Maybe try to squeeze out a little bit more production. It's at 35% now, and I don't know if that little skosh is going to be enough to tip the scales. But it would be handy. All right, it's April. Later this month is when our industrial efficiencies kick off. And as soon as they do, I'm going to see if we're ahead of time on these researches. If we are, we'll jump on the electronic and mechanical engineering. Yeah, construction of infrastructure. That's the last thing we want to do. We need industrial capacity, for sure. We don't need attrition or casualty trickleback. We don't need manpower. Leadership would be okay. If we could get, I mean, just a 5% boost. Base value is 0.7. And I don't know if that's 5% of our base or 5% of our total. Base value +2, and then the big education investment. Might not be a bad idea to do some education, because if we can make this 4 complete, we can have 4 total researchers, 4 total technologies going at once, which would be very, very fine. Oh, Luxembourg. Now that would be a game that I would not want to try, is a Hearts of Iron 3 campaign as Luxembourg. Because, I mean, you can build up, I guess, whatever you need, but you'll get trounced no matter what. Luxembourg. Highest threat is Germany. Different continent. Their neutrality is 100%. It would almost be better if, like, Luxembourg said, hey, you know what, Germany, it's fine. We'll be a puppet, just don't kill us. But if you wanted to stand against it, I don't think you would last long. Unless you, like, built up defensiveness, like, right away. I'm not sure how that would go. All right, supplies. We're sort of losing our supply throughput. Can we get some from our overlord? Because we're focusing on building our factory. It would certainly be nice if they just, like, gave us a gift. Like, here's 10 supplies. Go for it. Yeah, we're not trading any away. 0.88 is produced in home territory. 0.88 is used. I don't want my units in poor supply in case the war kicks off. All right, supplies. Get up there then. All right, so that's our production done, or our technology done. All right, IC efficiency. We're still at 5. There's efficiency 6, and that is 1940. So we're not that ahead of time, but I'm still going to push the electronic and mechanical engineering research to the top of the queue, please. Supplies can wait just a bit. Even though we have units in poor supply, I kind of want to get this done so we can continue working. Industrial production 5 is almost done. As soon as that's done, whoops, we might switch over to some infantry weapons. We'll have to see. Yep, supplies are coming back in. 12.5 industrial production advanced, so we didn't boost anything really. I mean, we're trying. It's boosted at 12.5%, but it's still not doing anything for us. 1940 is when that's going to kick off. So we need, let's see, infantry support light. Infantry support weapons infantry. Infantry support 2. And that one's got a little bit of research already on it. Let's go ahead and give that a try. October 39. Yeah, that's fine. We'll finish up supply organization in June. Now let's go full bore on the infantry support weapons. That way we are getting our desert equipment sooner. That seems to be a way to go. And then once the mechanical engineering is done in October, we can get to the census tabulation machine and then the mechanical computing. Or do we need that education? Put more points in the research. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So let's suspend the research of support equipment. Go research. And move that up 1. So February of 40. We'll be a little bit more educated. Being able to research more stuff faster. I like it. I like it indeed. So yeah, we did make a lot, or we got a lot of supplies from our people. Production is only progressing at 1.6%. Let's go 0.25 then. Lock that in. It's like every time that we research better technology for industry, we start slowing down. We've got 2.89 in industrial capacity. It's not going to go up until something major happens. And that something major is going to have to be Germany. Yep, that's fine. Why are we trading away all that excess crap? If it were up to me, which it probably could be, I've got trade automated, I'd just stockpile our supplies. There we go. War. Much provocation, Germany has declared war on Poland. The Allies join in this epic struggle. Netherlands is mobilizing, Switzerland is mobilizing. We are at war with Germany. So now the more efficient laws can be enacted. We got our education, economic law. So the war economy and the total economic mobilization. Boom. New war. Let's slow this right down. All right, IC goes up by 50%. We're still not producing more than 5. Luxembourg is mobilizing. Let's see. Consumer goods during wartime goes down. Let's see, the 1-year draft, officer recruitment, reserves penalty impact, the 3-year draft, the 2-year draft. Let's see. Peacetime manpower rotation. Reserves penalty impact is reduced. Manpower modifier plus 25%. Reserves. I don't think we need manpower. Although it wouldn't be bad. All right, 3-year draft. Go. All right, we're on total economic mobilization. We've got our big education, mixed industry, state press, specialist training. Service by requirement can be enacted. So you think that's better for us then? Service by requirement, you say? 100%? Sure. You say that's more efficient, I believe you. So service by requirement, officer recruitment goes up. But what does that do to our production? July of 40. I mean, that's not bad, but I mean, okay, so we don't need 7 to produce a full factory. That's all well and good. So upgrades and reinforcements. Do we spend... Belgium is mobilizing. Yugoslavia is mobilizing. I believe we are as well. Oops. Yeah, it's not possible to demobilize while still at war. So we're mobilizing, but we're spending all of our technology, or all of our production, on that factory. Oh, consumer goods goes way down needed. That's really good. So let's go ahead and balance some of this out then. Since we have all that excess. 3.2 for upgrades, 2.18 for reinforcements. Let's see if this goes down on a monthly basis. That way we can get our troops what we need, or what they need. Yeah, 0% on that factory. But I'm curious to see if that need goes down. What state are we in up here? Yeah, it's a reserve unit. It is mobilized and will reinforce to full strength. All right, so there's more of our troops coming in. And I think Great Britain was using the our air base there. There's the smash with Germany. Poland's running around like a chicken with her head cut off. It's a good thing we don't have a navy to worry about. Yeah, Germany's poking in a little bit. Ireland is now in the Allies. Okay. Let's see, where's our victory points here? So 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points that they're going to be pushing for. And the Soviet Union hasn't joined, interestingly enough. Yep, we're pulling a lot of troops from our manpower pool. Service by requirement, everyone is required to join. Those troops will get up to full strength here. Infantry brigades. So they're full. First headquarters is almost full. Everyone's piling in. Yeah, this is going to really hurt us in the grand scheme of things as far as that factory is built, but we need to reinforce as much as we can. Get these boys ready to go. Canada is now the Allies. All right, we've got infantry, heart attack, all that good stuff. All right, so if we wanted desert warfare, infantry support, weapons at least 2, light artillery, we don't know a thing about that. I think we could get that done fairly quickly, though. Yeah, November this year. So we're going to work on our supplies, the electronic computer. Once they're done, we'll be close enough to 1940 that I think we can research more industrial efficiency and production. And as long as the Soviet Union does not declare war against the Allies, we should be fine. Canada's the Allies member. I better not see any, like, Japanese forces around here trying to invade Iraq. That would be bad indeed. Yeah, we need a lot of upgrades. So we've got supplies turned down to 0. Yeah, these upgrades are going to kill us here. But I mean, eventually, will be good. Hold 3,000 manpower. We're dug in. So we're pretty good on our defensive northern border. Neutral territory, France, and neutral territory, Persia. What are you looking for? Highest threat is Germany. So would Persia... drifting toward the Axis. Oh man, I tell you what, if Persia joins the Axis, what's Saudi Arabia doing? Toward the Axis. Hopefully the United Kingdom over here would be able to keep them at bay. I think we just like heavy defend, because our victory points, we would almost need to put one division over here, and we need to get these two guys shifted over here near Kuwait in Qasr to defend that. I think we shall. You guys get over there out of Saudi Arabia. You shift over to this victory point here. It'll take them a bit to get there for sure. Reinforce to full strength, please. Yes, indeed. That's going to be your goal. We're almost even Steven on the reinforcement needs. Then I think we can knock that down and get upgrades. So small arms model 1918 plus 21.6. Current strength. Organization going up a little bit. Maybe that organization is the upgrades. Because the strength would be the manpower. And then once the manpower is good, we might not need the reinforcement. It just sucks that we have to use our industrial capacity. It's like we take our construction workers and say, the construction workers that are building this factory will now pick people up and take them to their unit. I mean, I can see from a gameplay perspective what's going on. You know, Germany has made quite the push. This used to be the Polish border here. We're going to push them all the way to Warsaw. And that will leave them with just 2 victory points to seize. They've captured that one and that one. Heavy fighting. Jeez, 8 factories up in this thing. It's no wonder we're behind the curve. We didn't have one. Not one factory in this piece. Yeah, Germany is making a pretty good run at Warsaw. I don't know if it's going to fall or not, but they've got the air support. All those reinforcements needed. Man. And this looks to be the end of Poland. We got some German troops making a run for it, blocked by the headquarters company. You know, if Slovakia... Oh, Hungary. I don't know, has Hungary joined this war? Not entirely sure. Those guys are finally moving. I mean, there's no you know, roads or heavy infrastructure. But they're doing okay. They're moving as they can. Soviet Union annex Estonia. Latvia, Lithuania. Finland is mobilizing. It's kicking off up north. There went Poland. Or at least they will. So yeah, that's pretty bad. Did the United Kingdom pull in France? Because it looks like there's a whole lot of nothing going on the Maginot Line, which is, you know, to be expected. But Germany has definitely grown. So they have full manpower, or will have. Strength going up. Supplies will be done soon. All right, nice. We've got industrial capacity at 7. That's very good. I don't know when that happened, but we're definitely going to use it. Continue building that factory. If we turned everything off, we could give 100% focus to that factory. Yeah, let's keep bumping that down. If we don't need reinforcements, we'll just keep that up. Is descent? Yep, descent's not changing, so we don't need any consumer goods, really. We need 1.28 supplies, but our friends in the United Kingdom should be able to float us a bit. Upgrades are going slowly. The 18 units that require new equipment, we can only cover 83.9 of our upgrades with the current budget. Well, it's more Finland and the Allies. As more and more of these troops get their stuff, we won't need to upgrade so much stuff. They've got all the fuel they need, all the supplies they need. Out of range from any of the HQs it's attached to. The Royal Army is at Kirkuk, which is 212 kilometers from this unit. I mean, that's like 2 provinces, man. The Theater of Baghdad. So do we need to scoot this guy up? Optimally within 200K. All right, this headquarters brigade. Get a little closer then. We need to support these guys a bit. Yep, that guy's got plenty. That guy's got plenty. More manpower funneling in over here. So what was that all about? We were running at 7 industrial capacity. Now we're back down to 5. I don't know. All I know is we are going to keep putting in for upgrades and factory production now. We're going at 28%, March of 41. So we didn't lose a whole lot of time because it required less need to build the factory. Not 7, but 6. So that's all well and good. Supply organization, which we don't need in the grand scheme of things. Whenever this is done, we won't do the next supply organization. Working on the electronic and mechanical engineering will only be 6 months ahead of time on the next industry research. Industrial production 6. Or we could swap to some of these old technologies to get some desert warfare equipment. Might not be too awful bad. So Germany has sacked Poland completely. I don't know what Germany's target will be now. Are they just going to town against all the allies then? They might be. Let's see, they have a non-aggression pact with Germany, with claims on Germany, Finland, and Romania. Germany is at war with Poland, capitulated, United Kingdom, France, Oman, Iraq, Bhutan, Nepal, New Zealand, China, Ireland, Canada, Finland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, with the non-aggression pact of the Soviet Union. So they're just going to keep on marching, yeah, up there through Denmark. Nothing about Belgium or the Netherlands yet. I like how the world is like exploding over here, and we're in our own little hovel, just boosting up. We'll be here if you need us, guys. All 18 divisions here. All right, so we're there. Now these guys are within range of their headquarters, but you're not. 8 kilometers? You're gonna argue with me over 8 kilometers. Well, if I move this up, that'll put him out of range. Oops, are you guys... Coal donations. Nice, we gained 50 energy. That's what I'm talking about. Donating some coal. Because it's the holiday season, and you're getting a lump of coal. All right, so these guys are a reserve. It is mobilized and reinforced to full strength. So we're actually starting to make a positive gain on those upgrades. The last little bit, you know, the upgrade need will go down, and then all of that production, we're running 10 industrial capacity. See, I don't know. Base 5, available 10. Did we just now get 10 industrial capacity? Or do we lose that when the power goes out? Is that connected in some way? Like, do we go back to 5 industrial capacity when we lose power? I think I just stumbled upon something. Because I don't know how our industrial capacity just doubled out of thin air. I really don't. We'll watch and see. Yeah. So, if we could trade for a whole crap ton of power... No, we don't need 5.56 on upgrades. Or do we? The quicker we can upgrade all of our units, the better. But I don't see... Like, Hearts of Iron 4 did a better job, I think, of telling me what equipment is going where. Does that mean that infantry anti-tank weapons are going to them? And we're producing it. But there's like no timeline of how long it's going to take to get those weapons to them. 1918. So small arms, 1938. They got all of their... Okay, so yeah, they are upgrading. They've got 49% of their anti-tank weapons. 61% of their small arms. Denmark has given up to Germany. That's the Air Force. Yeah, small arms, infantry light support weapons. Infantry anti-tank. So it does look like we had a little bit of power there. I wish we could trade away for power. We're using all of it. Literally every ounce of power in this territory. Supply throughput. Nice. So that is supply organization. We don't need that. So we're working on education, light artillery 1. We're 6 months away from small arms 4. See, we need infantry support weapons to at least 2. I think we'll do that. Or maybe some more heart attack. So we'll keep that down there at the bottom and work on that. So Denmark gave up, you say? A truce with Germany. Denmark is a puppet of Germany. And they're now at war with Poland and the whole shebang. Very interesting indeed. So 5.44 needed for upgrades. Yeah, every time we get a little bit of extra IC, it dedicates a little bit to that production. I'm just glad we don't have a big army that we have to reinforce everything. Infantry anti-tank weapons. So yeah, they're getting their infantry anti-tank weapons. 75% on the support weapons. Upgrading the small arms. I mean, these guys are getting their weapons. So maybe it would make sense to make sure that at least our troops will be strong enough. Or do we say no upgrades for you? Full. Let's split it. Let's just slowly trickle out upgrades. That way that factory can be at least built with some speed. Especially when we get little boosts like that. I think that would be worthwhile, because the more factories we can put out, the more we can upgrade and reinforce and all that good stuff. You need 0 for reinforcement, that's fine. 0.5 for consumer goods. So yeah, we're really rushing as much as we can the production of this factory. So once we get to that factory, we can get some actual boosting on it. We're keeping the upgrades at 1. So upgrades will continue to trickle to our troops, but we'll be focusing on this industrial capacity. And if we can get some more power from our friends in the United Kingdom, then all will be good. Especially if we get like a big bonus and we just crank out massive amounts of industrial capacity. And then our need for upgrades will go away slowly and surely, while the rest of these guys get everything they need. Still using 1918 weapons. So why is that menu looking like that? Okay, I guess we gotta select them. So yeah, 85% on those. I mean, they're doing a bang-up job. getting everything that they need to the to the front. Excuse me. Got that sneeze going. So yeah, we're going at 57% efficiency, way more than the 35 that we had before. So we're still on track to be done in less than a year. This factory will be up and running, which makes me feel pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So before we call it an episode, let's take a look at Germany and see what all's going on. Denmark became a puppet of Germany. I don't know if Sweden is at war with Germany, Slovakia, and Denmark. Sweden is the Allies member. Embargoing Japan, Italy, and Hungary. Yeah, the highest threat would be Germany. They've marched through Poland. Does Germany still have a non-aggression pact? Yes, Soviet Union still has the non-aggression pact with Germany. It would be nice if the Soviets decided to distract them a bit. Looks like Germany's trying to make a landing on a fort, a coastal fort. That's not the smartest thing you could do. Although I could see with the British Navy, and as France will be at war with Germany, and neither one are moving on the Maginot Line. Neither one wants to even try it. I mean, what, you know, you could see why not. A level 10 land fort. That would be nuts to jump across. Italy isn't moving, though. France has got forts all on their borders, too. It's like Italy is just waiting for a chance to go. And nationalist Spain? Drifting toward the Axis, but not really. Nationalist Spain looks to be trying to stay out of it. Kind of like we would be if we weren't a direct puppet of Great Britain. We should be getting all of our stuff, though. 85% on those particular things. 50% there. Are these units almost? These units are almost fully upgraded on the north, which is good. We've got Turkey, who is completely neutral. They're drifting toward the Axis, though, but also towards the Comintern. The Allies need to do a better job of getting Turkey on their side so we don't have to fight them. But yeah, upgrading all the things, getting our troops the latest equipment, because they've got model 1918 weapons, and we're trying to get them up to 1939 standards. We're still doing one to get those upgrades all gone. And then any excess IC that we get will be put into the production. And that will speed it up. May 1940, less than a year away from our factory, and World War II is kicked off. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we can't do much as Iraq, but we're doing what we can to stand up against the might of Germany, who has now taken Poland, Denmark, and looks to be going against Sweden and Norway in question mark? Yes. So they're going on their Arctic run up here. That's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Hearts of Iron 3 video. Take care.